Hello there, I am Rezian, and welcome to another Overton's Garden Development Diary. And today I'm going to be showcasing a lot of the things that I've been working on in the last week since my last video. And while there's hundreds of changes, I'm going to be focusing on a few key elements to go into more depth during this video. So the first one is the plant journal, and this is basically a resource for everything you know about all the plants that you have already found, and it opens up with the seed box, so you can read about each plant you're planting and try and work out which plants its parents were and which ones you should ideally cross-pollinate it with. So you can see here I'm just planting a few plants. They're set to grow pretty fast right now, just for testing purposes, and I'll go more into depth in how the foliage type and flower types combine towards the end of this video. But if we inspect the plants, then we can see their water level, we can see how much they've grown, and in a little bit, if we look around, we should see, so some bees now, they will come and they will fly between flowers and cross-pollinate them. And the bees are actually doing the cross-pollinating, it's not just random while there are bees. But each plant has a different chance of getting cross-pollinated depending on how rare the flower is. And also what pollinator it is, so like some plants can only be pollinated by butterflies, say, but these plants, they're pretty happy being pollinated by bees, it seems. And that little spark you saw there, that means that a plant has been successfully pollinated, and then it will begin to develop seed pods, and then you can individually collect the seed pods and then replant them. And these seed pods, depending on which plants got cross-pollinated together, these might produce a new kind of plant or the same kind of plant, and both the flowers and the foliage can be different, and any foliage and any flower type can be combined together. So you have potentially quite a few unique plants in the game. Finally, I'm just going to quickly show you these clippers that are not rendering properly right now, but they will be fixed soon. But yeah, so you have to prune leaves. So if individual leaves die, to take care of your plants, you have to prune the individual leaves, and then they'll grow back over time. So now I'm just going to show you my inspector. So this is built with Odin, and this is basically how I manage most of the stuff in the game. So all the variables are scriptable objects, and you can see adding a new variable is as simple as just creating a new scriptable object, and then if we can set if it's triggered or not, and we can give a brief description just so we keep track of what exactly it is. Then we have tools as the next major section. So almost everything about a tool can be set, including how it's inspected just through the inspector. Obviously massively convenient, including animation properties, etc. And then these are the actual plants. So the plants are basically kind of procedurally generated through these files. So the system I've designed is kind of use individual components, and you attach them to points on each other component. So it just basically loops through all the components trying to generate a plant, and then assigns each individual component with all the individual values it needs, and then that allows it to be saved and grow, and everything to grow at different rates, and every plant to be unique. And it's similar for flowers, but the flowers are much simpler. They just have a few values, and they really just have one model which switches between states depending on whether it's budding or seeding, etc. And here is the pollination library. So this basically tells the system how any two plants should combine, or any two foliage, any two flower types should combine in order to make a new plant. So yeah, I mean, that was really rapid, but that's basically an introduction to a lot of how the game works and a lot of the systems I've been working on. And if this does sound like the kind of thing you'd be interested in, then stay tuned. There's lots more internal stuff that I'm yet to show, and if you want me to go more in depth with the game design or the programming side of it, then I'm very happy to do that. But really, any feedback you have would be very much appreciated. So thanks for watching. I've been Rezian, and goodbye.